Florida is building a new detention center in the Everglades because we live in a satire, and the Austin Powers sharks with laser beams are basically happening. And here is footage of what is being called the Alligator Alcatraz, which is being built on a straight up national preserve. They want this ready to bring people here by Tuesday, July 1st. This is from NBC. The timeline of Alligator Alcatraz's speedy construction. The new immigration site detention center, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, is nearing completion at an isolated Everglades airfield surrounded by alligators. There it is. Look at how it took shape over time. So there's just an airfield. There's really nothing there. Oh boy, here we go. The worst fire festival of your life. Bring in the trucks. Oh wow, that was quick. So we've got tents already. This will be great in the Florida heat. Now you see far more cars and trucks moving in. The Cheney brothers, are they related to the you-know-whats? Facility includes tents, trailers, temporary buildings, similar structures used in disaster zones. Florida officials call the site vital to supporting the federal immigration crackdown. Are not even entering through Florida, which makes sense. I mean, like now, DeSantis is going to be like, ooh, give me all the immigrants. Give me all the immigrants. I sent them to New York. I sent them to Martha's Vineyard. Come back. We got to fill them here. State leaders say the site is part of a broader plan to add 5,000 immigration detention beds by early July. Christ. And DeSantis is actually out in the field. I don't know if he's wearing his heels today, which is very sad because they look so good on him. He's with the big dudes.
Normally on a Friday, the Everglades would be so quiet, but right now the hills are alive with the sound of construction. Joining us right now is Governor Ron Desantis here in the great state of Florida. You came up with this idea in the last couple of weeks, right? For Alcatraz or Alligator Alcatraz. Explain it.
This is truly some dystopian-ash, you guys. Look at these smiles. Like, hey, they're alive with the sound of the screaming street vendors who just want to be reunited with their families.
On a Friday, the Everglades.
Look at this dumbass. Look at this. Ron Desantis. Haven't seen Meatball Ron in a little bit, but he's still got that smile. Still got that dumbass smile.
Would be so quiet, but right now the hills are alive with the sound of construction. Joining us right now is Governor Ron Desantis here in the great state of Florida. You came up with this idea in the last couple of weeks, right? For Alcatraz or Alligator Alcatraz. Explain it.
Well, when you want to have deportation of illegal aliens, there's a process the DHS has to go through to vet, to process, and then to stage them for removal.
Right.
And, we've got jails, and our sheriffs and police are working. The state of Florida is all in on President Trump's mission. And obviously you have ICE operations, but that's not enough. And so there needs to be more ability to intake, process, and then deport. So this answers that. This is going to be able to have more than 3,000 illegals can be processed through here. We've got a massive runway right behind us where any of the federal assets, if they want to fly these people back to their own country, they can do it one-stop shop.
One-stop shop of illegality right here in Florida. So once again, Donald Trump's little bitch, the guy who's just going to be like, yeah, I'll be your authoritarian outpost in Florida. 3,000 people could be held here. I mean, it truly is terrifying. It truly is terrifying because we know the kinds of conditions that they're already being held in. I'll go to that in a second.
So where will the migrants come from? And we should point out, we're about 50 miles to the west of Miami, right?
More than that, I'd say. So we're in the heart. We're mostly in Collier County, to be honest with you. So
I was going to say we're in the
Dade,
middle of nowhere.
Dade Collier Airport. So
guys, imagine being here in hurricane season. Imagine being detained there in hurricane season. Does anyone think you would be evacuated? Does anyone think, number one, we don't even know what a hurricane is. I'm sorry, who? Oh, we don't have those anymore. We got rid of the National oceanic, I don't know, something to do with the ocean. It's stupid. We got rid of it. But like, seriously though, like, this is terrifying. We all know people who are detained, prisoners, incarcerated people are the very last to get evacuated or warned of any natural disaster, pandemic, you name it.
This is an airport that we use for training, military. As you see, we're doing this on the existing footprint. But basically, I would say most of the illegals will likely be ones that are apprehended in Florida. You know, we've got across this country about 750,000 illegals that have already been ordered to be removed by an immigration judge. We probably got 50,000 or more in Florida. And so we're going to have our hands full just with that. But I'll tell you, this is going to be a force multiplier, and we're really happy to be working with the federal government to satisfy President Trump's mandate.
Jesus Christ. What a great walk and talk, by the way. I love how they're doing. I know a little something about making TV. And you saw at one point, like, Steve Ducey was like, is it Steve? I forgot which one's the big and which one's the little. Little Deuce, Big Deuce. But Ducey's like, let's go. And then, you know, the camera guys, like the DP is like, okay, so I'm thinking like a walk and talk. And then you could show me, like, you know, the mother screaming out for her child. And then, you know, it's going to be great. This is like truly dystopian.
None of this stuff was here except for the runway.
Shut up. All right. I don't care. I truly don't care. But this is what's happening. Mind you, the question is, will this be better or worse than the current conditions that immigrants are being made to suffer in? Today, a Canadian man died in a detention facility in downtown Miami. You guys, I know maybe you've been in prison, maybe you've been in jail, maybe you've not, maybe you've been in a drunk tank, maybe whomever, but like, dies in a detention facility in not the middle of nowhere, in downtown Miami, in just plain broad daylight federal detention facility, sitting right there, tiny little windows, and this guy is allowed to die. There's no reason he should be dead, but he is dead. And I think immediately your mind is like, is it Canadian? He must be white. Let's like not necessarily draw that conclusion. Also because we know that people of color in detention facilities, especially Black detainees, get treated horribly. The stories are insane. I reported an earlier story, obviously, about a pregnant woman who died in lost her baby, had a stillbirth in Louisiana. Now, here's the wrinkle of this, which means nothing, but Johnny Noviello was actually convicted of selling drugs. But he's been in this country for since he was 10 years old. He's now 49, and he's the 9th person who has died in immigration and customs enforcement. Was he picked up for selling drugs? No. He served his time for that. He served his time. ICE did not provide a preliminary cause of death in a statement released on Thursday. Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office said his official cause of death is currently under investigation. Noviello's older brother said, "We are destroyed." Staff tried to resuscitate him, but in less than an hour later, he was pronounced dead. ICE remains committed to ensuring that all those in its custody reside in safe, secure, and humane environments. At no time during detention is a detained illegal alien denied emergent care. Bullshit. You know how I know? Just because you said illegal alien. You don't think they're human. You don't think they're human. You don't care. They're aliens. They have ways to self-heal. They've got gills. And again, I'm not here to like language police on that, but that is all you need to know. Also, all the reports that say to the contrary, right? Court records show that Johnny Noviello was convicted in 2023 of selling opioids. His defense lawyer, who represented him in that case, said he served 4 months in a county jail and was released on community control for a year and then placed in probation on February. He said he had no priors and did not violate his probation. Now, none of this matters because nobody should be dying in detention, period. I mean, this is like, can we be investigated for international human rights violations ourselves? I mean, watch what is going to happen is that I'm assuming you're going to see detained people who were deported, whether it's the young woman who was deported to Guatemala, those who are being deported to Mexico, who were treated in horrendous conditions, maybe family members of some of these folks. They will be bringing lawsuits against this government, and they should be, because this is wrongful death. These are violations of international law, to say nothing of violations of U.S. law, immigration courts, due process. So that's what's going on in Florida. So look out for Alligator Alcatraz. Sacrifice your beautiful national parks to keeping people in cages. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.